Well, good morning, BookTube. Bill Ruttenberg here with the Ruttenberg Library. I wanted to come to you this morning with a book chat on John Grisham's newest book, The Judges List. Now, this is John Grisham's October release, October 2021. It is the newest in my collection of Grisham books. I have all of them, and I was really excited when this came out. And so this book is from Doubleday. It is 357 pages long, about the same size as most of his books. And anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this book. So the basic premise of the book, the storyline, is there is a very scared middle-aged gal named Jerry Crosby, and she had a very traumatic event early in life. Her father, or 20 years ago, and her father was murdered, and it was an unsolved murder. And she got to, researching and investigating her own father's murder. And in the process, she believes she has found the killer. And he is a current judge in Florida. And the problem is that she has come to the realization that he hasn't just killed one, he's like a serial killer. And he has killed at least 8 different people. And he is a very patient killer. He doesn't have to have one every couple months. He could sometimes wait years before he kills somebody, and it's revenge killings. And so as she has built up this case against him, she has become very, very scared, because she has realized that the judge is very, very smart. He's very good with law. Obviously, he's a judge. And in order for her to bring him to justice, she is going to go to the main character. The main character's name is Lacey, and she is on the Florida Board of Judicial Conduct, which basically is like Big Brother, and keeps tabs on all of the judges in Florida to make sure that they're not taking bribes and not, making sure that they're handling their cases correctly. Well, never before in United States history has a judge committed murder while, in office or in the position of a judge. And so this is kind of a landmark case, and Lacey doesn't know what to do with it. Typically, a murder case is above her pay grade. It would go to the police and the FBI. And Jerry is very adamant that it does not go to the police immediately, because she believes that the judge has connections to the police and will find out, and then she will be the next on the hit list. So, there's been 8 revenge killings, and they have been done in 7 different states, I believe. So it's been all across the South, and it's been various people who wronged the judge in one way or another. This book is not a typical John Grisham. I mean, it's a thriller, which he writes, but he usually writes legal thrillers. And I don't find this one to be so much of a legal thriller. It's more of a, here's the killer, we got to go catch him. And it just doesn't have all of the legal jargon that it typically has. And so for that, that was good for all of those who get turned away from the legal side of things. I have a fellow teacher who says there's a lot of Grisham books I don't like because they get too bogged down in the legal stuff. And of course I like that, so it doesn't bother me. But if you're a person that gets bogged down in legal, terminology, you're going to be fine with this book. Matter of fact, this book is extremely fast paced. It read very, very fast. I read it, most of it was read in about 2 days. And if I'd have had a little bit longer, I may have even been able to put this away in one sitting. One big, long day, I could have put this away. Matter of fact, that is what I did. On Saturday, my 4-year-old had a ear infection and had to go to the doctor early Saturday morning, and then was at the doctor, or waiting for her medicine for quite a while. So I sat, while Mom took her, I sat, reading the whole time. And then when she came home after lunch, she went to bed because she was tired and just needed rest to get better. And so I read the majority of this on Saturday, and I had it pretty well finished on Saturday. I think I had a couple pages left for Sunday morning, but it was pretty well done. So it is a very fast-paced book, and it is a thriller. It will take you along through not only his old killings, but he also has, right at the get-go there, in the book, there are two murders that happened. One was supposed to, and the second one was not supposed to. It was somebody who was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So you got two murders at the beginning of the book, right off the get-go, and then later in the book, there's another murder. And so he not only takes you through the murders, but he takes you through the past murders. And another thing that's really neat about this book is Grisham doesn't do it just through the eyes of one person like he typically does. He actually tells the story and does it from the point of view of the judge. He does it from Jerry's point of view, and he does it from Lacey's point of view, and it kind of rotates back and forth, and it really makes for a fast-paced story. And I really enjoyed it. And so the main idea of the book is, how are we going to hunt down this killer? Not really even hunt him down because we know where he's at, but how are we going to prove that he's the killer? Because he's left no evidence behind. And so the only problems I had with this book, and I don't know if it's because John Grisham has become such a marquee name that the publishers say, okay, your book, it needs to be between 350 and 400 pages, nothing more, nothing less. This is the size of most of his books. I don't know if it's because of that, but in the story, towards the end of the story, we had at least two places where something really odd happens that is extremely out of place. It just doesn't really go with the flow of the story, and it's used to jump the story ahead. And I think it took away from Grisham's storytelling. And I don't know if it was because of the publisher and trying to shorten the story up, but I think this book probably could have been 100 pages longer. Pretty easy, 100 pages longer. We just had a coincidental thing happen that was totally off, and you catch it when you're reading, and it jumps the story, and then at the very end, he wraps it up real fast, and again, it just doesn't go with the vibe of the story. And that bothered me a little bit. Matter of fact, that knocks it down in its rating. But overall, it is a very well told story. Very fast-paced, very enjoyable, very easy to read in an afternoon if you're a fast reader. If you're slower like me, it might take you a couple afternoons. But yeah, BookTube, I would recommend the book. It's not his best work. It's not a 5-star by any means. I did enjoy reading it though. It was very fast paced. I'd probably give it a 4-star, 4-star, maybe 3.5, just because of those jumps at the end, but probably a 4-star rating for this book. So if you're looking for the newest John Grisham book and you're wondering what it's about, there you go. I hope this helped you a little bit in your decision whether to pick up the newest Grisham novel. So BookTube, I thank you for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day. Let me know if you've read this, what you thought about the book. Was there anything that stood out as particularly good or particularly bad in the story? Let me know down in the comments section. Love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a great and wonderful day. And until next time, happy reading.